'cause it's a super sweet symphony, this life. Learn to make ends meet. You create your own money, then you fly. It takes you down the only road that you can go down. You know, the one that takes you to the places where all of us meet, yeah. Oh, change, I can change, I can change, I can change, 'cause I'm here in my moment, I'm here in my moment. Touch a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my moment, oh, 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 oh. Well, I always pray, and tonight I'm on my knees, yeah. I love to hear some sounds, recognize the light in me, yeah. I let the melody shine, let it cleanse my mind. I feel free now, and the airwaves are clean, and my beloved is singing to me now. Oh, change, I can change, I can change, I can change, 'cause I'm here in my moment, I'm here in my moment. Touch a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my moment, oh, 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 oh. I can change, 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 'cause it's a super sweet symphony, this life. Learn to make ends meet. You create your own money, then you fly. Oh, change, I can change, I can change, I can change, 'cause I'm here in my moment, I'm here in my moment. Touch a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my moment, oh, 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 oh. I can change, 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 I can change. Just love and guidance, melody and silence. 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 Just love and guidance, melody and silence.
Welcome. And as you settle in, welcome all of who you are, as you are, right now, in this perfect place. Feel free to arrange or rearrange yourself into any position. Allow yourself to be and move in any way that supports you in exploring the tiny wonders of your life. What are some of your favorite sensations in your everyday rhythms and routines? Could be something as simple and delightful as the feeling of the water in the shower on your face. Or the warmth of putting on clothes fresh from the dryer. The satisfaction of creating a list or marking it off. Curling up in your favorite chair. The smell of coffee or tea, or smells from the kitchen, someone you love cooking you a meal. The sounds of laughter and giggles, or your favorite music. What are some of the everyday sensations you love to enjoy? And what are some tiny wonders you notice in the natural world around you? The colors of the sky at sunset, the sound of a gentle rain, the feel of a subtle breeze, the sunshine on your skin, or the beauty of a sunflower opening up to the sun. What do you love about the way Mother Nature appears in your life? And how about the wonders of you? The trillions of cells that come together to comprise your physical being, your body that knows how to heal itself from the scrapes and bumps of moving through the world. The senses that inform you and help keep you safe. The senses that also help you feel joy and pleasure. The capacity for memory that allows you to remember beautiful moments and terrible moments and recognize how far you've come. Your incredible resiliency. Your ability to love. And all of the love that you are. Your heart is gorgeous. You are divine. What do you cherish within you? What is calling for your love? rises with your precious love and tender attention. You are fully, completely, and forever loved. Hold yourself in your loving embrace. A beautiful thing about all of the tiny wonders is that they are always here for you, waiting for your attention to return anytime you choose. Plus, new wonders that you've not yet noticed are here for you to discover. May your life, both inside and out, be a continuous adventure of remembering and discovering the many wonders of love within and all around you.
Hello everyone to today's Sunday service. My name is Dennis
And I'm Nicole.
and we will be doing today's card reading. And the deck we're using is the Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff MD. And we've already pulled 3 cards. So the first one is Surrender to Effortlessness. And on the card it says, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. What do you get from this?
Well, I get from it that we sometimes make things harder than we have to, and that we are searching for upsets sometimes, and that it's safe to get yourself off the hook and really be assured that when you make the choice to heal, that the upsets will come up naturally, and that it can be easy and gentle, and that you can surrender effortlessness and also intensity. You don't have to make it so hard.
Yeah, what I also get from this is when things are really hard is usually because you're trying to do it without God. I mean, there's challenges and whatnot on this journey, but like effortlessness, as it says under this card, it's about going with the flow, which like means, you know, like flowing with God, following the divine. So for me, what comes up with this card is about surrendering the how and when and where and all of that to God, and just, you know, focusing on doing your part and, you know, claiming what you desire, healing through things, making new choices, and working towards your dreams and all of that, but letting go of taking the responsibility of how you get there, like giving that to God. And by doing that, things can actually start to flow, and God will actually be able to pave the path for you, so to say. Yeah. Second card?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the second card we have is Surrender to Passion. And on the card it says, get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. We have the flow again.
What I get from this card is that, well, you said it already, that you don't try to make things happen and to just trust that what you want to do and what feels good for you to do is safe, even if you don't know what the outcome is. So, as the first card said, surrender to effortlessness. It's like when you do what feels good in your heart and follow your passion and surrender to passion, it will all fall into place. and yeah, it will make you happy.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, for me, this is kind of like a life purpose card. I mean, the first one too, it's a bit of a, at least for me, life purpose themed like reading. And like, yeah, this card to me also speaks about, like, obviously what you mentioned, but also about like doing what feels good, like, you know, kind of realizing maybe even on a deeper level that your life purpose is what you actually really enjoy doing. And like working, living your life purpose doesn't mean you have to, it's not like, oh man, I have to do all of that. I actually don't like enjoy work and my life purpose. Like, it's not something that takes from you, it's something that gives to you. But for you to connect with your life purpose in this energy of, wow, this actually fills me with passion and joy, you need to connect with that passion and joy within you and get clear on, okay, what am I passionate about, what brings me joy, and not be afraid to do that and follow your heart. And yeah, surrender the heart to God. So the last card we have is surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Beautiful tree. And on the bottom of the card it says, let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in life.
What I get from this card is that, well, you have to walk the path for the last time, but this time with love is what Jeff and Shaleia share in their teachings. And it's like when you
have to walk the same path again, but this time with love.
I don't really know the exact words, but this is what they share. It's like when it comes down to life purpose, you will have your wounded parts come to the surface related to work, related to authorities, teamwork, and everything what you've experienced in the past. And it's safe to trust that when you choose to heal, that you don't have to repeat the lesson when you have integrated what you have to learn. And don't try to connect with something what's happened in the past. It's safe to release and surrender the past and to try things out a new way. And it's safe to embrace the new things and to let it happen, that you follow your heart and surrender to your passion and do what feels good.
One thing that I also get is kind of based on this picture, since it's like an autumn tree that's like shedding its leaves.
At the same.
It's kind of, it's about like letting the leaves of the past year fall so you can grow new leaves and bloom afresh in the new spring. And yeah, kind of, you know, to add to like what you said, that like you know, when you work on your life purpose, it's, or like with anything, like you will go through situations that look like, oh, okay, this looks exactly like what I've been in the past. So you sometimes expect the same outcome to happen, but like when you hear that actually doesn't happen, the outcome will be different. But obviously it takes a leap of faith to just, you know, go through that again and be like, okay, I'm gonna go forward and do that thing that, you know, maybe like do that thing that I love, where like in the past, you know, I just met closed doors, but you know, now I feel I'm gonna try it again and see if, give it a try to see, okay, is this still where God is leading me, and be open to having a new outcome and not be like hold on to how things were.
And it requires a lot of faith and a lot of surrender.
Perfect. Do you feel complete? Yeah, me too. Well, with that being said, enjoy the rest of the Sunday service. Bye bye.
Hello, I'm Laurencio.
And I'm Alexandra, and we are here to introduce today's Sunday sermon from Adam and Brienne.
Yes.
And they're gonna talk about wealth, but in a different way. And I really love the way that they approach the subject of wealth. I think like they really managed to like change our perspective on wealth after we watched this sermon.
Yeah, definitely going deeper with the perspective, you know, of wealth and how you can see it and how you can really understand it.
Yeah, and what true wealth really is. Like they break the barrier of thinking about wealth as just this, money or like physical like possessions, right? And going deeper into what true wealth actually is and how wealth is manifested not just in this aspect like financially, but in all areas of your life.
Yeah, still we're not gonna give too much about that. We let them say about that, but still like maybe a subject that we can just speak about something from our experience with wealth.
Yeah, and I feel like something that Adam and Brienne touched upon is that how wealth is something that you cultivate within yourself and with God, and that can look very different from what like society has taught us, from what we know from the world. And I think like looking at this in this perspective, we have personally like meditated a bit about this sermon and what the message that Adam and Brienne give in the sermon, and we have realized places within ourselves where we had a lot of wealth, but we didn't really realize it because we didn't really see it as wealth. And it's mostly coming from all the love and just the love that we have cultivated within this community, cultivated within ourselves through the teachings of Jeff and Shaleia and through the Unionist principles. And Unionism teaches you how to have wealth and go deeper with that. And I think this sermon that Adam and Brienne made, it's really beautiful because I felt like they gave like a really like a raw perspective on how to approach going deeper in your own wealth, and how as a unionist we approach wealth, and it's through healing, it's through diving deep into places where you're in poverty consciousness and recognizing the choices that maybe we're making that are out of lack, out of poverty, and making new choices of wealth, of love. And I really love because Adam and Brienne are twin flames, they are in harmonious union, they're married in the Church of Union, and I really love to see how they have shared this healing that they have done about wealth in this very like intimate and raw and quite powerful way.
Mm. Yep. And it's really interesting to, as you dive deep into this and as you see them sharing about their life and their experience with wealth and their experience with going deeper with wealth, and how their shift in perspective happened in their relationship, in their union, and how it affected them, uh, just making that shift.
Exactly. And I think it's a I felt, as I was watching the sermon and just, as I said, meditating upon what they shared, I felt, how there was like some shifts and changes taking place within yourself. And I have took, like the major subjects that they hit upon, like in the sermon, and looked at them and healed in those spaces as well, to like really find true wealth in that space as well. And I'm really grateful for the sermon that Adam and Brianne made here, because I feel that one of the key principles of like wealth is that wealth is meant to be shared, because it's love at the core, so therefore you have wealth when you share it. And I think like Adam and Brianne really like did this, right? Like they healed in this space, like they acquired inner wealth by doing the process that Jeff and Shaleia teach us, and then they use this avenue of this sermon to like share this wealth with us. And we have felt I think like I felt filled by the information that I received, and the healing that I have received from what they have shared with us. And I have come to very similar realizations that Brianne has went through, because they do touch upon wealth in two places, and that's family, relationships, and health.
Hey, you're just giving it away.
And I'm giving it away.
Okay.
Yeah, and how to approach wealth in these areas. And I feel like ever since I watched the sermon and we did some healing about these particular topics in our union, in our life, and look deeper about look deeper at these particular subjects, I feel like I have grounded in a space where I have a lot more wealth. And I've realized the wealth that I have been cultivating in this community. And I'm really, really grateful for it. I'm really grateful for Jeff and Shaleia for bringing us these teachings. I'm really grateful for all the people in the community that have crossed my path or like helped us in any way. I'm grateful for Adam and Brianne for bringing us this beautiful sermon to help us deepen in what wealth is, and to really kind of shift our focus to what truly matters when it comes to wealth. And it's not the amount that you have in your bank account. I think like the amount that you have in your bank account is just a reflection of your inner wealth, and the key to like acquiring more wealth externally is to cultivate that wealth internally. And Adam and Brianne are portraying these different, portraying this like perfectly through what they're sharing
through their example.
Through their example, yeah. Like Adam and Brianne are really walking the path here, and it's really beautiful to see that and to learn from their experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's important here to just be grateful for what you receive here, and to see that as you said, like you're really like grateful for every person that you met and helped you, and like this is the same here, like really being grateful for what you receive. And just like this state of being grateful is just gonna help you raise your wealth.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think with that we're gonna let you enjoy the beautiful sermon from Adam and Brianne, and take to heart what they, and we hope that you can take to heart what they're sharing meditate upon it, learn and apply in your own life, because Adam and Brienne are truly walking the path of unionism, and you can learn perfectly from them in this example that they have they're guiding us into claiming and shifting our perspective on wealth.
Yep.
Hello, we're Adam and Brienne. We'll be your ministers of union for this Sunday service. We'll start with our opening ohms and our opening prayer, and we invite you to chant out loud or in your heart. Good, and now to our opening prayer. I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary, where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice, I will only accept His word. Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teaching through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I will be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name, Om, Amen.
All right.
All right.
Good. We're ready to get started.
Mhm.
Yeah, so today we would like to talk to you about wealth. And when we say wealth, we know that probably your mind is going to go directly to a fat stack of cash, because that's where our minds go to. But yeah, we want to go deeper into the meaning of wealth and what it means to have a foundation in order to manifest and attract your wealth. And this is something that Adam and I have been going deeper into ever since we come into harmonious union. And there's been areas of our lives that we've, I guess in some instances, not really neglected, but maybe not realized the importance of or given the proper attention to.
Yeah, I would say we were lacking in that area, or we were poor in that area.
Yeah, exactly. And so when we say poor, like two of the things where we've been working is family and health. And so health-wise, before Adam and I found Jeff and Shaleia's body of work, we both had our own, health things that we were always moving through. Just not, I guess, like some minor things. It wasn't really anything serious, just like some things that needed to be taken care of and handled, so they don't turn into something bigger. And so we found the body of work and we began, our spiritual journey and applying the teaching and healing ourselves, from the inside out. And I know for me, like my health improved as I was doing my inner healing work. What about you?
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like throughout the years we could see, when we were talking about our years, not, being in each other's physical presence or knowing each other in this life, like how we were living, where it was affecting like our lives and, our journeys and like how you work kind of like affected me, and we see that in our union now in a sense, like with where the energy is spent, or if someone's not feeling good, or how the other one's feeling. So it's
Yeah, it was before we even knew that we were twin flames, and just talking back and reflecting on our our past, our journeys, it was very imbalanced, like tremendously imbalanced. And so we're still working today to heal that. But yeah, like as we recently we were manifesting some health issues, a little bit of what we were experiencing, prior to finding Jeff and Shaleia's teachings, and a little bit of other things. And so, we've really been diving deep here because we've chose chosen and claimed our perfect health and well-being. And so we've been uprooting, as we're supporting our bodies through their healing, we've also been uprooting the core issue that's creating the manifestation of the physical sicknesses and things like that. And we realized that we were poor in our health. And this poverty in our health was due to an attachment to beliefs that we were holding on to that we didn't even realize were there, right? Because you're not, you just don't know until it's shown to you, right? So one of those beliefs for me was a feeling that in order to care and nurture my body and my being, or to take rest, I needed to be sick. And so I didn't realize that I had a core issue there of, well, I've been working a lot. It's time for a break. Let me manifest some sickness and illness. And so when I, identified that core issue, I was ready to, oh gosh, this is not how life is meant to be. Like, you're meant to be in a state of service and joy and play in every moment of every day. And in that state of service and joy, you're relaxed, your body's relaxed, your being is relaxed, and you're just in that flow because you're connected to your life force. And you're always energized. There's no reason to take rest.
Yeah, I was just thinking while you were saying that, like, manifesting sickness to like relax.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is that we don't really do that when we're poorly, right? Like, either let's keep working,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like some twisted beliefs in the mind, right? Because the other belief is, well, you got to keep trucking along, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so keyword balance.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, we've just well, are there beliefs for you that you've identified within yourself for reasons, why you have
Well,
manifested?
some of the things have been control,
Mm.
massive amounts of control. Well, being a Virgo in itself, it's pretty much like, yeah, and just living a life like that, right?
Yeah.
And in the family I was raised in, was pretty unstable, so I was trying to do what I could to control my environment to have some sort of stability.
Mm.
So that was like a realization for me, like feeling safe in some sort of control, but that's not,
Mhm.
that's not true though. So yeah, that's like some reasons for me. Yeah, anxiety, fear.
Mhm.
That is also a core component in sickness.
Yes, I
Yeah.
resonate with that very
Mhm.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, control is definitely something that I too, have been uprooting in my consciousness.
Virgo. too.
Yeah, also
Hashtag
Virgo. Yeah, it's our birthday month too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so we're just really getting to the root of all of this and realizing that we've been, in a nutshell, having a relationship with poverty in our health. And in having a relationship with poverty in our health and well-being, we're not fully able to, we're able to serve, right? But not to the extent and the value that we desire to serve. And that is where your wealth, when you're providing value in your service and you're feeling really supported in your body, feeling good about yourself, you're going to be dripping with value. And that is naturally going to be mirrored back to you in your reality, right? And so I feel like this is a perfect segue for family. Yeah. Do you want to give like a bit of a backstory, like, family, or
How far back?
well, whatever God's calling you. Yeah, whatever you feel. And then we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah, I feel like we've been healing family big time, like how the world sees it
Mhm.
versus, how divine family is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was healing a lot around my relationship with my stepmother, which in the beginning was not very good, and that brought up a lot of stuff and things we are healing through in our little family unit as well. Yeah. Do you want to talk more about that?
Sure. Yeah. So for me, as a child, like my parents were together, my biological parents, they were together until I was around maybe 6 or 7 years old, and then they chose to part ways, not twin flames. So my mom and my dad got a divorce. My mom moved on and she got remarried to my stepdad. They had some babies. My dad got remarried and to my stepmom, and she had some boys, and so had some stepbrothers, had a lot of siblings all of a sudden. And so then there was also my grandparents, just a lot of extended family. And so I realized that I had an attachment in that space to, it's got to be my biological mom and dad. And what started manifesting from that place is that as a little girl, I would go to my grandparents' house, or I would go to, bounce back and forth from my mom and dad's house, or aunts and uncles, all of the family. And when I would bounce back and forth from all of these places, I realized that I would try to conform to each person's house, to the environment, the consciousness, rather than just being myself, because I wanted to fit in, right? And as a young child in that way,
It's like a chameleon.
Yes.
That was me too when I was a child,
Yeah. Being a chameleon. So like I lost myself in that sense, right? And I never really felt like I fit in, and I never really felt like I belonged. And so this pattern kind of continued to play out through my teenage years into my adult years. And anyone that I was in a relationship with, or anyone that I was friends with, it was the same pattern. And at the time, I didn't get it, right? Like I didn't realize I was manifesting the same thing over and over again, because I was hurting, like I was out of alignment there. And so fast forward into my harmonious twin flame union. Adam has a son. Well, it's our child, right? And so once again, this pattern began to manifest, a feeling of that I didn't belong, or I didn't fit in. And we've been healing this for, gosh, like over a year now, like really chipping away at it, like layer after layer after layer, because I didn't realize what a core upset it was for me. And so actually just like yesterday, we were really like digging deep into it. There was a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions that we were unpacking, and things that were coming up. And Adam said something to me, and it kind of like connected the dots. And I had all of these awarenesses coming up. And this awareness was that I was attached to the way that family is created in the world, right? Meaning like you have your mom and your dad, your biological family, and you're born and you have that blood, right? Like your parents' genes, and that blood is running through you. And I was heavily attached to the world, the way that the family is in the world. And I was looking at Adam and Adrian, and I was like, well, I'm just never going to fit here. Like I know in truth, I know that I fit here. This is my twin flame. This is my family. But like I didn't feel it. I couldn't feel it because I was holding on to something that didn't belong there. And so as God was showing that to me, and I was able to release attachments to the way that the world says a family dynamic should be and what that is, God was able to provide like the truth there. I could feel the truth. And the truth is I was holding on to poverty, right? Like poverty in my family. And so my divine family, my real family, that energy couldn't flow in. And so I just felt like a tremendous amount of relief and I'm still like, I still feel sensitive here. Like I feel a little bit emotional because I'm still integrating that healing and knowing that like I fit in here and I actually feel that now. Like I didn't feel it before, but I feel it now. And yeah, I was just having these awarenesses that I was holding on to poverty in my family, meaning like I was holding on to like these misbeliefs that weren't real. Like I manifested my biological family for, lessons, my soul's growth, and there was things that I needed to learn there. Um, but it didn't mean that I needed to attach to them. And going deeper into that too, I also realized that, in the community, like Jeff and Shalea's community that we've all built together, realized that I wasn't allowing myself to get close and have a deeper sense of vulnerability and intimacy with my spiritual family because I had that idea, I wasn't consciously like thinking it, but I like had that idea that, well, they're not blood relatives, like they're not like biological family. So there's only so close that you can get to them. And yeah, so I'm just like still integrating, like even as I share with share this vulnerable piece, like I'm still integrating it, still healing it, or integrating the healing, and just really settling into the newness of that I have my family and I do fit in, and I don't have to be a chameleon. I can be myself. And that makes me emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe if you want to add some things, it's like while I sit with my feelings.
Yeah, like family is a core value for us. It's always been a big deal. And I
Yeah.
think like what I was, I guess, wanting to say, about the healing I did with my stepmom. Like I
Mm.
always wanted to be like claimed by her, but she never did.
Mm.
Until later years we come a bit more close there. But she always made it very clear that I wasn't her child.
Mm.
My sisters were her children, and I was from my dad's. You know, the previous. So there was a lot of for me to heal there as well, right? And I always had to, like you said, be a chameleon. Being places so I could fit in, and so that and I could be good. Yeah, and just a lot of healing from your healing yesterday around our little family unit.
Mm.
Brought up a lot of healing for me in that relationship as well. Because I feel like I was projecting that, a bit on you and Adrian too, right?
Mm.
Like, you guys we need to have like a good, like in this, we need to have like a everybody claim each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah. So that was like a big deal for me as well. Yeah, do you want to share like what I actually said to you that made you? Because I feel like that is kind of like a piece
Oh,
there.
yes. Yeah, so as I was moving through, because like I realized that I was heavily invested in this, I felt like this was real, that I actually didn't belong. I felt very almost like convinced. And Adam said, he goes, it feels like you're trying to make it real. And when he said that, like it clicked, and I was like, oh my God, like I have power here.
Mhm.
Like I'm in the thick of it, but I have power here. And I can create in my reality. And I immediately realized I don't want to create this. Like this feels bad. Like, and that instantly brought me out of it. And that's immediately when I began having those awarenesses
Mhm.
and feeling all of this relief coming up. And I almost felt like my feet were dangling underneath me, but then after the truth rushed into my heart and my being, I felt a foundation that I had not felt before, and that foundation is God. And yeah, so did you want to continue?
Yeah, no, I mean, that was it for that, but I felt like that piece was a bit important because I think
Yeah.
sometimes we get very caught up in like our how we feel.
Mm.
Like this feels so real, right? But
Yeah.
like I think A Course in Miracles says, like, you know, I can, if something feels bad, right, like you can choose to see it differently, or like what is the truth here, right? Like because if it feels bad, there must be some
Yeah.
wonky facts you're trying to have in your mind, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, this feels really good. And so our core value is family,
Mhm.
and divine family, the family that God has for us. And that is, you know, us and our son, and it's also our spiritual community. This is our family. And yeah, I just feel like a lot of gratitude in my heart, and gratitude knowing that these relationships are eternal, and I can continue to invest all of myself into these relationships. And that feels, that is my wealth. That feels so powerful. And the joy and the gratitude and the happiness that I feel in that space, that's my wealth. The goodness that I feel in my body as I give myself what I need to heal, you know, inside out, that is my wealth. And yeah, like I feel like I said it.
Mhm.
Did you want to add to that?
No, I feel like this is a good time for a Jeff and Shaleia quote.
Yeah, I felt so too. Like it was a quote that we pulled from Jeff and Shalea's, one of Jeff and Shalea's classes, but it is, wealth is how much love you enjoy within. That's the truth of your wealth. Um, but in that, in the wealth that you enjoy within, that is mirrored back to you, like we were saying in the beginning, that is mirrored back to you in your reality, through massive amounts of support. And not like attaching or expecting how that should come to you or what that's going to look like, but just trusting that God is going to support you in many beautiful ways. And you can relax in God's arms in that space. And I'm enjoying my newfound wealth within. And I'm just going to continue to relax into that space. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe, going a bit deeper with that quote as well, like joy, right? How many genuinely, joyful and happy people who are, like is poor in health?
Yes.
Of course, like they can seem happy and joyful, right? But there's like, they have a lot within, but truly happy people,
Yeah.
like how many of them are poor in spirit and
It's
health
true.
and money? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me bring up a quote, like
Okay.
just to it's kind of like half a quote from Nehemiah. Just correct me if I'm wrong there. Well, the joy of the Lord is your strength. I just love that. And it's kind of like what you find on the road to restoration, from separation and, your relationship with God. And joy is the natural outcome of fellowship with God. So the deeper we go with God, the more happy our heart is.
Yeah,
So,
that's beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really just choosing to have a relationship with God in every single area of your life. And there may be areas of your life where you've not even looked yet, right? You've not even thought, oh, well, wait a second, and maybe this sermon is really kind of like bringing some awarenesses, bringing some things up for you. And trust whatever thoughts or feelings come into your heart, and just follow that. Let God guide you here. And know that your desire for wealth is real and true, and God put that in your heart, and God is going to show you the way to bringing that desire to fruition. It is yours.
Yeah.
Good. So one more thing that I want to add. Okay. So Jeff and Shaleia, you can go to their YouTube channel, Twin Flames Universe, and they have a New Earth series. And I love watching this series. I always go back to it over and over and over again, because they touch on family. I wrote it down, like family, education, pets, healing the earth, the economy, and every single area that they touch on in this New Earth series is bringing wealth, joy, and abundance. And it's just a juicy series. And so I highly recommend, if you've not watched that yet, or even if you have, like, go back and watch it again. It's so good. But yeah, just wanted to add that in there too. Good. All right.
I feel complete.
I feel complete too.
Go
Go
on.
ahead. No, you do the thing.
Well, this is for our closing prayer and closing alms.
Yeah, so let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union that I may be forever in union with you. I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word, and I will share your teaching with him in any way you ask and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, amen. Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teachings of union with God wherever you find them, and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator. All right, and now for our closing ohms. You are welcome to chant aloud in your mind or
out loud.
Yeah, out loud. All right. Thank you very much. Namaste.
God bless.
Thank you everybody for coming. It was a beautiful sermon. We really enjoyed it. And what you enjoyed the most out of it?
It's I think like it's everything. I think, as I said in the introduction as well, Adam and Brian shared like a lot of healing here, and I think there is a lot that you can unpack and take and learn from this sermon at a very deep core level. I think for me what I really enjoyed is how they shared about being themselves, and how, you know, being yourself is like a kind of like a state of wealth, you know, because when you are yourself, when you're your divine self, you are in a state of love, and love is wealth. And I really loved and kind of resonated with this healing, because I have personally went through very similar experiences as them, and have gone through healing some of the same aspects as they do. So I resonated very deeply with this sermon, and I think I personally, I learned a lot from it, and I healed, and I went deeper into my own healing by really taking in the message that they had to present with us here.
Mm-hmm. And this shows that everybody has something to share, and everybody can, if they choose to heal and love themselves, just like share that peace that only they can provide, as Adam and Brian show here. Yeah. By them sharing their peace. And what I loved really the most was the quote that they shared. I really love that quote. And it's from Jeff and Shaleia. It's like, wealth is how much love you enjoy within.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to like encapsulate like the core lesson of the topic of wealth here in just one simple sentence. And that's what's beautiful about this. It's very simple, but we can apply it in so many ways in our lives, and I'm really grateful for Adam and Brian sharing very intimately about this healing that they did. and helping us, all of us, go deeper into wealth and claiming our
Divine wealth.
our own divine wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we invite you to visit unionism.org if you are interested in viewing our past sermons or listening to the music that we have available, the meditation, the card readings. Everything is available on the unionism.org website. So don't be afraid to go and pay a visit to it. There on the website, you can always donate or tithe to the Church of Union if you really love our message and you'd like to contribute to make these sermons happen more often and spread the message of unionism. Please, you can donate there. And also, you can join us in the Unionism Spiritual Discussion Group on Facebook, where we will hold our live after church tea time right now, after the sermon in a few minutes. So join us there. We will go deeper with discussing the topic of the sermon. So thank you everybody for joining.
Yes.
And we will see each other in the next sermon, next Sunday. Thank you all for coming.